Hello fellow gamers, Keller here to share with you my thoughts on Duelyst, a free-to-play game released on April the 27th of 2016 and also available on Steam since August the 26th of 2016. We're looking at a combination between a collectible card game and a turn-based strategy game, and the result is surprisingly pleasant. The thing I like perhaps the most about Duelyst, also the one you will be confronted with throughout your time playing it, is the graphic design approach they chose. Using retro-style pixelated animated 2D sprites to represent the units and spells on the board, but keeping a higher quality and resolution for the environments and backgrounds. This kind of disparity isn't everyone's thing, however. Duelyst uses a progression system that enables the player to gradually unlock more cards as they play the game. Unlocking the faction decks is the easiest and earliest objective you will be able to complete, as it involves winning a simple practice match against them, but unlocking further faction cards requires you to play and level up that faction. Some of these cards are actually tied to this progress system and cannot be obtained in any other way than by playing or earning certain achievements. Not even the game's crafting system will allow you to go around this obstacle. You can level up each faction by playing practice matches, but it will eventually cap, so the only way to level further and gain more cards is through online matches against other players. The game's variety comes in the form of the 6 factions, which differ in their playstyle through their faction-specific cards and how they interact with the various game mechanics. Where one relies on manipulating the field, the other relies on chain summoning fodder to overwhelm the opponent with numbers. To spice things up, you can add your personal flavor to each of your decks and factions through the use of neutral cards. If you want to know more about the factions and how they play, I encourage you to check out Brian Cabler's video, Meet the Factions, which I have linked in the description below. If you're interested in the lore and story, the game offers a codex you can consult to learn everything about the world of Duelyst, with each chapter featuring voice-over narration. Your card collection also offers some degree of lore in the form of short stories associated with some of the spells and minions. I like this sort of extra flavor, and I think it's a nice touch. As one might come to expect from this kind of games, you have challenge mode where you can test your wits and the daily quest system. The latter would not be noteworthy by itself, but the rewards change and increase based on how long you were away since your last login. In other words, if you've missed a few days, then you have a reasonable incentive to return. This video of mine wouldn't be complete without something to rant about, however, so let's get to the parts that I liked less about Duelyst, starting with the fact that it doesn't have a normal game mode. Aside from practice matches and challenges, you only really have a ranked ladder mode. I also feel like there should be the option to discard your entire starting hand if you are unsatisfied with it and draw a new hand with one less card, like you would see in normal collectible and trading card games, rather than only having the option of replacing up to 2 cards at the start of the game. But what bothers me the most is probably the shop. Items in the shop can be acquired through in-game currency you will naturally accumulate over time, or you can buy items by paying for them with real money. Granted, most of these items are vanity and cosmetic, such as legendary skins for your generals, but consider this. Duelyst doesn't really have an in-game chat, so all form of communication, much like in Hearthstone, happens through pre-constructed short sentences and emotes. Is a smiley really worth $4? You can purchase bundles, which lowers the price considerably, and as mentioned before, you can purchase these with in-game currency. You may even obtain some of them from the game's occasional loot crates or mystery boxes. I understand that it's a free-to-play game and it has to sustain itself in some way, but some of these just seem like a blatant cash grab. Other than being able to purchase booster packs, there doesn't seem to be a pay-to-win mechanic. All things considered, should you play Duelyst? Well, if you like card games, you like turn-based strategy games, and want to find out how they blend, then yes, you should. I recommend you at least give it a try. It's a good game, it's a free-to-play, and it only takes up a few hundred megabytes, so what's the worst that could happen, right? I'm looking forward to meeting you in battle, and will end this video here so I can go back to playing. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, feel free to give it a thumbs down. If you're interested in more gaming content, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and if there's anything you wish to share or have constructive criticism, feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, happy gaming.